What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I am that dude, and this week I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. Something messed up with my last video on the NFL, so I'm gonna put my NFL and college football. It'll all be in this one video. So let's jump right into things. And thanks for joining the show, by the way. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. What's your lock of the weekend, whether it be college football, NFL football? What is the game that you're very confident in? So to start off with the NFL, the games of the week for me, there's some good games going on this weekend, whether it be the NFL or college football. So many good football games are going to be going on, and I can't wait to be watching them on Saturday and Sunday. So to start off, we have the Texans at the Chiefs. That's my true game of the week in the NFL. Two of the best quarterbacks in the league with Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes. Both guys are ballers, can light up the scoreboard, light up the stat sheet, and, just true gamers. And I can't wait to watch that game. Another game, the Eagles at the Vikings. Both teams have really good defense. Both teams have good offense. We'll see what happens with that. I think it's going to be a really good competition. The 49ers at the Rams. 49ers blew the Browns out last weekend, and we got that worked into that. So they are for real, I do believe. Their run offense is amazing. And then the Rams, you just never know what you're going to get with them. And then the Lions at the Packers on that Monday night game. I think that's going to be a great game to watch. The Packers and Aaron Rodgers have had a weird schedule, to say the least. 2 Thursday night games. I'm pretty sure they had a Sunday night game, and now this is going to be a Monday night game. The Lions are pretty good this year. Their defense is for real. They should have beat the Chiefs, but just came up short with that. So some really good games of the week. To recap what happened last week, just going through it quickly because I know I got a lot to cover in this video. We went into last week 8-5. We went 2-3 on the week. We picked the Cardinals +3, the Vikings -5.5. Cardinals actually won outright. Told you guys I felt really strongly about that. And then we lost on the Chargers, Ravens, and Browns. Unfortunately, those teams didn't really, play like we thought they were going to, and, got the best of us. The 49ers are for real. That's something that I learned this weekend. So now we are at 10-8 in the NFL, and I'm just going to quickly get into my plays of the week for the NFL now. I'm going to go back to London. First of all, speaking of London, how about those Raiders? Raider Nation, stand up. Yankee Nation, stand up. It's a good time for my sports right now. Roll Tide, of course. But Raider Nation went to London last weekend, beat the Bears, and that defense, I understand that they had the backup quarterback playing, but still, very impressive win. Josh Jacobs, you're a beast. And so this weekend in London, the Panthers are playing the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are actually getting 2.5 points, and that's what side I'm on. In this game, I would probably just take the Bucs money line. I understand Kyle Allen has been really good for the Panthers, but I think this weekend is the weekend to sell on the Panthers. I think the Buccaneers are really good. Not really good. I think they're better than people expect and better than people realize. So give me the Bucs. O.J. Howard's going to catch a touchdown pass this weekend. I'm trying to speak that into existence. My fantasy team really needs that. And then my next play, Seattle -1.5 at Cleveland. The Browns, I don't know what to think about the Browns right now, but I don't like it. And I really like Russell Wilson. It's my favorite player. So going with Seattle Seahawks, I think they're a good team. They have a really good defense as well with Jadeveon Clowney and all those guys. So give me the Seahawks. The Bengals at the Ravens. Give me the Ravens by 20. That's going to be a blowout in my mind. I think Lamar Jackson's going to get right on this game. Take the Ravens and the points. Lay the points, I should say. And then this weekend, the Broncos beat the Chargers last week. And got the best of us. We had picked the Chargers -6.5. We are actually going to pick the Chargers again at -6.5 at home, playing the Steelers. Steelers are going to probably have a backup quarterback. I don't think that Mason Rudolph is going to be playing this week. I think that concussion is probably going to be in effect again this weekend. He got hit really hard. It would look really bad if he played this weekend, just to say it like that. And then on the other side, I think the Broncos are getting a little bit too much value in this spot. Let's take the Titans in that money line. Titans are getting 2 points right now, but I think the money line is the play. Give me the Titans. And so I'll go over those real quickly one more time. The Bucks +2.5, but I like the money line. Seahawks -1.5. The Ravens -11. Titans +2. I like that money line as well. And then the Chargers -6.5. I think all those are winners this weekend. Two games that just stink, and the lines really stink to me, is the Saints +1. Why are they getting points in Jacksonville? I don't really understand that. And then the Cowboys, I think that game should be higher than what it is against the Jets. So we'll see what happens. That's my NFL Week 6 preview. And I think that there's a lot of money line underdogs that you can take advantage of this weekend, honestly. The Buccaneers, Texans, Eagles, Saints, 49ers, Titans, Lions. I wouldn't be surprised if all those won. Not saying that all of those are going to win, but those are all good teams that could win as underdogs. If I had to pick two of those, obviously, as I mentioned, I would pick the Buccaneers and the Titans. All right, so moving on, let's go ahead and talk about college football. What a weekend it is going to be in college football. I can't wait to sit back, relax, and watch these games. Alabama at Texas A&M is one of the games that I'm going to be watching, of course. Oklahoma at Texas in Dallas. So that game is going to be awesome with Jalen Hurts. We're going to see what he can do against Ellinger. So that's going to be a really good game. Michigan State at Wisconsin. USC versus Notre Dame, Penn State at Iowa, and then you also have Florida at LSU. Florida-LSU is probably the game of the week, that game, and probably Oklahoma and Texas. But, wow, these are some great games. I can't wait to watch them, and it's just really going to be interesting to see what this weekend shakes up for the whole rest of the college football season. With a little recap real quickly from last week, we came into last week at 14-9. We went 2-3 again with college football as well. So now we're at 16-12 on the college year going into this week. I do feel pretty good about some of these lines this week, and hopefully we can take advantage of them. The first play that I'm going to give is Texas +10.5. I get Oklahoma's been lights out. I get Jalen Hurts has played out of his mind so far this year, but I feel like this is a spot that we should take Texas and the points. I feel like they're going to slow the game down. This is the first real competition that Oklahoma's honestly faced, and I think Ellinger is going to kind of manage that game, keep it pretty close, and I think that they lose the game at the end, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised if Texas keeps this within a touchdown or even less. And then also give me Bama -17. I don't think Texas A&M is as good as people thought. Yes, they played Clemson and it was okay, and then they got beat pretty bad by Auburn. That game wasn't really close at all. I think Alabama takes advantage of Texas A&M, even going to Texas A&M. It's not a night game, so that atmosphere is not going to be what it could essentially be if it was a night game. I think Alabama really proves a point this weekend and sets the tone going out throughout the rest of the season. Give me Alabama, and I'll lay those points. Penn State, -3 at Iowa. I like Penn State in this game. I think they're really, I'm not going to say undervalued, but essentially I kind of think they are being undervalued right here. Iowa, I don't know how that offense is going to score with the weapons that they have. Their defense is good, but I think Penn State has a pretty good offense and a pretty good defense, and I think they beat Iowa this weekend at Iowa. The next game that I want to go ahead and pick is Washington minus 5.5. Last week we picked Washington to beat Stanford, and they did not do so. They actually got beat outright, and I think that is going to play in our favor this weekend. I think Washington is going to come out firing. They are going to destroy Arizona at Arizona, Pac-12 after dark game, and I think that this is a spot we really need to hit Washington. Last week, I get it, they lost, but this is the week. It's going to be a comeback week, in my opinion, and they're going to take care of business and at least win by a touchdown, at least. And then the last play for this weekend that I like is Boise State. I like Boise State playing Hawaii. I feel like Hawaii's kind of been overvalued all year long. Boise State's a team that, honestly, I've found to be a team that has a lot of value when it comes to these late night games, these spots that they are usually in against these teams that they usually play. And I like it. I like it a lot. So those are my official plays for this weekend. And I could pick, the smaller type games and find, little holes to pick and pop. But I like picking games that people are going to be watching and, really thinking about. That's kind of how I do it. But a couple leans that I'll talk about really quickly. Florida State playing Clemson, getting 27 points. I think that's a little bit too many points for a Clemson team that really hasn't showed us anything so far. Florida State got absolutely blew out by them last year, and I think that this is going to have just a little bit of pride in it. I do think Clemson beats them handily, but 27 points, I feel like that's a little bit too many. I'm leaning towards Florida State on that. I'm leaning towards Wisconsin in this game as well. I think Wisconsin is a really good team. I think that defense is really good. I don't see Michigan State scoring that many points on them. And Wisconsin can put up some points. So I think Wisconsin minus 10.5 is pretty good play as well. South Carolina, if Helinski plays, I like the 24 points against Georgia. That's kind of a game that, you kind of just got to wait and see who plays in it. But as of right now, he's questionable. So I still feel like that's a lot of points, an SEC game, somewhat of a rivalry game to say the least with that. So 24 points, that's a lot. Kind of leaning towards South Carolina. They could get blown out by Georgia, but Georgia hasn't impressed me at all. Georgia shouldn't have covered last week against Tennessee, if I'm being totally honest. So, and then another game, Kentucky minus 7 playing Arkansas. I think that this is a spot where Kentucky kind of is set up to cover. Arkansas is not very good. They did play a really good game against Texas A&M, probably the best game that they possibly could have played. I think Kentucky beats them by more than a touchdown, I should say. And then Washington State at Arizona State minus 1. I like Arizona State in that game. I don't think Washington State's very good. They can't stop a high school football team right now from scoring. And that's kind of my thoughts on that whole situation. There's some good Friday night games as well. We have Virginia playing Miami, which is going to be a good game. That's probably the scariest game that I have kind of on my card. I don't understand why Miami is the favorite in this game. They just got blown out by Virginia Tech, and Virginia is somewhat ranked, or they are ranked. They're 20th in the nation. They're okay. They're pretty good for an ACC team, I should say. And I don't know why they are not the favorites in this game. So that line scares me. Stay away from that game. And then Oregon playing Colorado on Friday night as well. Tonight, I should say, as this video is going to be coming out. I don't know what side I'm on that. I would probably lean a little bit towards Oregon. Excuse me. I feel like this is a spot where they need to blow someone out. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. But let me know what you think. Let me know your plays of the weekend. Let me know your locks and everything that you have in your mind going into this NFL and college football weekend. Be sure, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, drop a like on this video, and hit the bell. That way you don't miss out on anything going forward. Appreciate you guys coming back. Make sure to come back next week. Can't wait to knock out another college football week with you. So hit it and don't worry about a thing. Peace.